Happy Halloween, historians. Boogity-boogity-boo. Happy Halloween 2025, guys. Adam the Historian Ghost Hunter here for another great episode. And actually, the very last episode of season 4, episode 31 on October 31st. What a fucking great. What are the odds of that? So I am your host, Adam the Historian Ghost Hunter, drinking my pirate water, 10% punch ale. Pretty good shit. Want to let you guys know that the sponsor of the week this week is also the special guest co-host. That's Raf Munoz, aka co-host Diego of Let's Find Out podcast. Check him out, guys. He's also looking for new guests all the time. He's always doing different conventions. If you want him at your convention, you want him on your podcast, message me. I'm his booking agent, Historically Haunted Booking LLC. So check it out. I got a shout out to from an actress. Me and Heather have been watching a lot of her shit right now on Tubi recently. We watch a lot of the stuff. That's a Wrap. Blind, different stuff from Sarah French, aka Scarlet Salem. So she sent this in, guys. Check this out real quick.
Hey guys, Sarah French here, aka Scarlet Salem, along with my sweet baby Eden the Snake. And you're watching Historically Haunted Podcast with Adam the Historian Ghost Hunter. Enjoy.
Thank you, Sarah French. Appreciate you from your house in California doing that. She's a Minnesota girl. Going to try to get her to Maine, do the Stephen King tours that I do, Historically Haunted tours. Check out the filming locations for Pet Cemetery, Thinner, Graveyard Shift, all that good shit. What's up, Christine Marie? Photographer for the Warren conventions out there with Tony Spare and Annabelle and all that good stuff in Gettysburg this year. Thanks for tuning in. So as I said, guys, co-host this week is former professional wrestler. He is a podcaster. He's a cryptozoologist, and he's just an overall great fucking dude. From West Virginia, the foothills where Bigfoot shits. What's up, Raph?
From the mountains of West Virginia, brother. How you doing?
That's what it is, the mountains of West Virginia.
Oh, man.
Cheers, brother. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. I'm happy to be back on the show and on the season ender, no other. And you're doing great work, my friend. And a lot of people paying attention, too. And you know that.
You believed in me since I met you, man, and we've done great things together. And you ain't no slouch. You're reaching a lot of views on your YouTube channel. Let's Find Out. The podcast with Coach Diego. So you're all over the place, too. You actually introduced me to my guest. He is the writer, one of the writers for a film that came out called Raccoon. And I watched it last night, and I tell you, I laughed. I got a little freaked out. A lot of great shower scenes with a lot of great pairs of boobs in it. So fantastic all around. The Raccoon was great. You introduced me to this guy. Happy Halloween to you, Raph, and happy Halloween to my guest, courtesy of you, professional writer of the film industry, Todd Martin, checking in from Kentucky. What's up, brother?
Hey guys, what's going on? Happy Halloween, everybody!
Happy Halloween.
Michael Myers here to tell everybody happy Halloween.
I love it. Yeah, Johnny Cash.
And I'm so top shelf. I've got my ice house going on here.
Attaboy.
Oh, I didn't get the memo. I'm here with the stupid ass water from the grocery store. Y'all drinking that?
Raph's healthy. Boo.
but it's important to hydrate. So you know.
Well, I got a joint, so I'll definitely have cotton mouth soon. So that's good.
Yeah.
So Todd, welcome to the show, man. It's funny. I'm actually friends with some of the other writers and directors of Raccoon, some of your buddies, and I was turned on to you, of course, by Diego here, and of course we talked backstage about some of the stuff. I want to start from the beginning for those of you watching that haven't probably seen Raccoon yet. What got you started into this, brother? What got you started into writing, into films?
Well, I started writing when I was in middle school. Actually, I was doing like short stories, like 6th, 7th grade. I would write stories about He-Man and Transformers and stuff that I'm still into, even now. You know, started writing, like, I've always been into horror films. Like when I was a kid, I was like, the highlight of my weekend was my mom and I would go get Friday the 13th or, you know, stuff like that. And so I started writing like short horror stories. And when I was in college, I was like, you know, piss on it. I'm going to try to do screenplays. So I looked at the screenplay for The Howling to kind of see the format. And I started writing my first screenplay called The Gardener. It's about a gardener that goes nuts and starts killing people. We actually shot this in, good grief, the summer of 2003. It was just me and people I knew. And we never really released it. The trailer's online. That's the only thing that ever came out of it. It was a fucking train wreck. But from there, I used to go to horror film conventions. The one in Ohio, Cinema Wasteland. I haven't been in a long time. I miss it. I met Stephanie Beaton there, and she was like, "Hey, I'm doing an anthology called Tales from the Grave 2. Happy holidays. If you want to do like a segment." So I wrote a segment called Angel. It's a Christmas one. And that was the first time that I actually had anything that I wrote actually be filmed and everything. So
Ooh.
that's what was cool. That's what started everything. From there, I met Tim Ritter, who lives here in Kentucky, not too far away. Tim Ritter from Truth or Dare, and I was in Truth or Dare 4 and 5, and he introduced me to Brad Twigg, and I wrote the wraparound for Shriek Show, and me and him have been working together ever since. So we did Shriek Show. I did Death Board with Brad. Harvest of Horrors. I did a segment for Frames of Fear 3 for Brad, and he just was like, "Hey, I've got a title called Crackoon, but I don't really know what to do with it. I mean, I know the basic idea behind it." So I sat down and wrote it out, and I know him and Gary Vincent did a couple of rewrites on it, but from there, everything, is history, as they say. So,
as they say. I love it. John checking in from Washington, just beat cancer. What's up, man? Cancer free, my brother. Tunes in every week for the last 3 years. John
awesome.
If you're on the show, he'll support you. John, this is director Todd Martin. Director, but writer, film writer.
Right.
He's written a lot of things, and he's right up there with Crackoon, bunch of stuff in Nology. Check him out. I got as much of his shit shared on the page. So, so that's cool. So I guess that's some of your influences. Well, all your influences are based from old school horror, then. Like,
yeah, pretty much 80s. Yeah, 80s slasher. Sleepaway Camp's my favorite movie of all time.
I met Felicia Rose. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's really awesome. Her and Jonathan Tiersten both, they're just the greatest. That's my favorite. I love Demons. Deadly Friend. I'm like the only person in the world that loves Deadly Friend, but that my cat's behind me. She's doing.
I saw him checking out. I saw him photobombing. Yeah. I'll have to check it out. I like I said, I watch Crackoon, but I'll check the rest out. Whenever I share that shit, I'll tag you in it if you don't mind. I want to give you the credit for it. You know what I mean? So Diego, how the fuck did you meet this guy? How'd you find this guy? Just digging?
It was interesting. It's not only digging around, because I met Matt Burns introduced me to Todd a few months ago, and then I had Todd on my show. We discussed a few things. And ever since, and Todd and I, every once in a while, we text each other, "How you doing? How's things going?" And he's telling me about future projects he's working on. So we have a lot of common folks that we know, because West Virginia is full of people, very creative people, filming a lot of great things. And brother, we're just cracking the surface on what's going on this side of the world. And I know in Kentucky too. But Todd, if I'm not mistaken, like right before you started doing films, you also published novels, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got one out, a novella called Director's Cut that I did. It's on Amazon. I've also got, my wife and I did one. We did a novel version of The Gardener, the screenplay that I was talking about earlier. It's out there somewhere. And I just had a new one come out last year called Carnivorous. It's about these monsters that take over this little town. So all those are online somewhere. So if you look hard enough, you might find them. So
I'll do some digging. I mean, yeah, there's got to be something. Shutter or Tubi or something's got to have something. Even a local store. So I got to ask, because I mean, I went to the same high school as him, but I'm also a Maine boy, so I'm infatuated with Stephen King, who I actually met 2 weeks ago, believe it or not, at an Owen Hill signing. Do you like any of his work, Todd? If you do, what is your favorite as far as book or movie or anything?
I think my favorite book by him is probably Christine. I like it a lot. I've always been a Stephen King fan. I like Pet Sematary. I like Salem's Lot. I like his older stuff better, but and I think most of his short stories are better, honestly.
His drug years.
yeah. There you go. Sorry. I like Cujo, but I'm a big animal person, so I kind of feel sorry for Cujo. We used to have a dog named Cujo. We had a miniature wiener dog named Cujo.
Your name was Cujo?
Oh, yeah. Yes. And he was like the sweetest dog ever. So, but I like Cujo a lot. I think Christine's probably my favorite novel. I think in terms of movies, believe it or not, I really like Maximum Overdrive a lot.
Oh, dope.
Yes.
Jeb Shook, author Jeb Shook, J.E. Shook just went to a lot of sites there because he's from, I believe, what is it, Alabama, right? North Carolina? That's where the gas station was.
Yeah.
In Carolina. Yeah.
But we watched it again. When I was a kid, I was in 6th grade when it came out. And I was like, ooh, that looks awesome. Of course, I'm a big Spider-Man nerd, so I love the Green Goblin on the front of the truck and everything. But I like ever since we rewatched it over the summer, I'm like, I have got to find that Green Goblin Jack in the Box that pops up at one point. So,
oh shit! Yes, the little yeah.
I'm
actually friends on Facebook with the guy that owns the Green Goblin head that he remanufactured it from the movie. I forget his fucking name, but he owns it. He goes around doing it at conventions and shit. So
cool.
Yeah, I forget his name. Have you been to Maine, Todd? Have you been to East Coast, Salem, Massachusetts, Boston?
I have not. My wife, like of late, she's like, I think we should move to Salem because we're kind of looking to move here in the near future, and that's one of the places that she really wants to go. So I've never been there, but sounds cool to me, and so
that'd be inspiring for you as a writer, I think, dude. There's a lot of tragedy in between pirates and witches and fucking
right.
Yeah. We just were at a convention in Salem. I actually was a speaker at Salem State University College. I was on stage about 2 weeks ago. Got to be about 60,000 people in the town. It's usually about 20,000, maybe even 70. I mean, triples in Halloween time. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, Raph, you got any? I know you've had questions for Todd, but you're the co-host. Technically, you got any questions for him or me or yourself?
I was enjoying the conversation because I was thinking, Adam, you're a good salesman for Maine because. The minute you start talking to Adam, you put Maine in the middle of your bucket list. Everyone wants to go visit over there.
Yeah.
And because he's got the tours going on. He's got the VODCAST. And
this mermaid scene, supposedly, even Viking lore, different shit.
Yeah.
Supposedly, I mean, the Appalachian Trail ends here. There's people have seen Wendigo, Bigfoot. Christ's sake. Mermaids alone's got me ready to go, not to mention everything else.
Hey, we have the sheep squatch in Kentucky. Are you guys familiar with sheep squatch?
Yeah, we got it here in West Virginia too. Yeah.
What, Raph? I've never heard of a sheep squatch, Raph. What the fuck is that?
It's like part sheep
go ahead,
and
Todd.
part. Is it like part sheep and part Sasquatch? I'm not even sure.
No way. Are you shitting me?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like 8 to 9 feet tall, solid white with horns and a sharp teeth. It can walk upright on all fours. So depending on what, if you surprise him, he might just give you a little something going on in the woods. But no, I mean, I found out all sorts of things. In fact, Adam, I ordered this because I like 10 signs in I like decorating my studios and the man cave. I found one, Cryptids of Maine. And there's a whole bunch of stuff in there I didn't even know about. So I was going to send you a picture of it. So maybe you and I could talk about it one day.
Fucking Pukwudgie, and there's all these different stuff that they got, all these different little characters and creatures.
Yeah, I can't even pronounce that, and I'm sober.
Brandon checking in from Viper Paranormal, Virginia. What's up, guys? Share this if you can too. We got film writer here, Todd Martin, author, all around. Do you believe in the paranormal, Todd? It is historically haunted. I want to lean a little bit into that. You ever seen a ghost, or you believe in anything paranormal?
I totally believe in it. Never really seen a ghost, but I've had experiences. It's funny. My grandmother died back in 2009, and we were all at my mom and dad's house afterwards. And my sister and I, my wife and my cousin, this is right after the funeral. We were in the living room, getting some food, or dining room. I'm sorry, but my mom's got this big Victrola, an old school one, and we were just talking, and that damn Victrola, the horn part, just launched itself off across the damn floor. And I always thought that was my grandmother's way of, because she was awesome. She was cool. And I think that was her way of saying, hey guys, I'm still here, But,
don't forget about me. Yeah.
Here's the question about that. What were you playing on the Victrola? You were playing some Motley Crue or something, and grandma didn't like it.
I should have been playing. I actually stuck a Motley Crue. I put a Shout the Devil cassette and a Teddy Ruxpin one time when I was a kid. That was awesome.
Teddy Ruxpin, a little fucking. Now you're dating yourself. That's the old school Barry put in his back, and
nothing like a little rain and blood to bring out the Teddy Ruxpin in you,
Yeah, I mean, Teddy Ruxpin doing Vince Neil's voice coming out of Teddy Ruxpin. You know, that's pretty awesome. So,
Welcome to the jungle, baby. Go Axl Rose. You're gonna die.
And those things were
Okay.
awesome. I actually had one too. It was a really cool little for its time. It was kind of a thing.
I'm
What?
kind of surprised nobody's done a movie about a Teddy Ruxpin kind of.
I think as of tonight, I think you're going to write a script.
I think I need to.
Me and Diego should be in it, I think.
But
We're going to talk offline.
I miss the 80s. Like I was saying earlier, you know, I'm a big I mean, still in the. I was telling my wife the other day, I was like, we were Christmas shopping because we started early this year, and they had these Transformer action figures, like these miniatures, like a whole pack of them, like there's 20 of them. And she was like, "You want it, don't you?" And I was like, "Yeah, that would be cool for Christmas." And we were driving home, and I'm like, "God damn, I can't believe, you know, my 12-year-old self would have thought." I'm 50 now. I'm like, it's my 12-year-old self would never believe that this old bald-headed sumbitch is still in a Transformers and stuff. You know? But
I was saying, you're an 80s nerd. You ain't grown up, brother. There's nothing wrong with
I know.
that.
And you know, I've still got all my old Transformers. They're out in the storage shed. I've got Megatron and Optimus. They're out of the box, though. I wish they were in the box. I'd be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Well, you can't play with them in the box. No fun.
That's what my wife keeps saying, because I'm like, God damn it, why did I open them? And she was like, because you enjoyed them. But I've got all my old He-Man and G.I. Joe. And
dude, my senior year, my mom sold my Castle Grayskull at a garage sale for $1. I had Castle Grayskull. When I was at school, I was like 18. I'm like, you sold that? She goes, you don't play with that. I go, it's fucking Castle Grayskull. She's all for like $1 and he flea at a yard sale. I go, what?
Yeah. See, I was like the same thing because I still got my old DVDs.
What's up,
Can you see that? That's shiny Transformer season 1, 2, 3, 4. I got them all, man.
Oh, awesome.
So, yeah.
Starscream was a Volkswagen, not a Camaro.
Exactly. Thank you. We were watching Friday the 13th Part 3 the other night, and Rick's got a Volkswagen, and I was like, that's what Bumblebee's supposed to be, goddammit, because it's a yellow Volkswagen.
But it's all about money.
I know.
Chevy Marisa Camaro, they had to fucking support that. Oh, yeah.
I saw about 10 minutes of the first Michael Bay Transformer movie, and I was like, I'm done. I love the original, the one from 86. That son of a bitch still holds up so well. And
that soundtrack was amazing, too.
Yeah. Oh, I've got the soundtrack on CD.
Oh,
fuck out of
here. I'm coming over.
Dude, I do. I listen to it all the time. It's awesome. It's funny, when I saw it, it was the day before school started in 7th grade. And my mom had taken me to see it at a matinee, and there were kids like bawling in the audience when Optimus died. But spoiler alert, I guess Optimus dies in the Transformer movie.
That is true, because I tell you what, guys, I always like the bad guys in these cartoons, because it's like, why these good guys always win? It's like 20 minutes they're winning. And I was a big Megatron, Starscream fan, Soundwave, and then I was going to the movie. It started off hot, you know, the whole scene with a Unicron eating the moons and all that, right?
Yes.
Fast forward later, once Prime, you know, gets knocked out of the game, I was like, "Oh, this is awful." And I started liking the Autobots. What a turn!
That's what they worked.
What a turn of events!
Real quick, Jean's checking in. Draft mode, Jean. She's a cryptozoologist from Maine. Chases big cats. What's up, Jean? She lives in the same town that Thinner was shot. A lot of scenes from Thinner. Stephen King's Thinner. The Gypsies. Glorious Weirdo checking in. Don't forget to vote. Weird.
The legend himself.
Thomas Patrick Goldman. Brandon's drinking wine and handing out trick or treat. Yeah, happy Halloween, everybody. Todd, do you have a favorite Halloween moment, movie, film, book, anything about Halloween that sticks out?
I really like Halloween, the first Halloween with Michael, and I love Halloween 3. I know
Season of the Witch.
That movie's just now getting love, but I mean, I totally get it. When I was a kid, I guess I was probably about 9 or 10 when it came out, maybe. And I remember watching it on the old school satellite dish. Remember those huge eyesores you used to have in the backyard?
Yeah.
And it was like on Cinemax. And the whole fucking time I'm like, where's Michael? Where's Lori? And that's what killed it, is that, you know, everybody went to see it thinking Michael was going to be in it, and he wasn't. So everybody hated it. But I think, and I know Carpenter wanted to do a different theme every year, but I think if they had just called it Season of the Witch, it would have been like huge. And it's funny because now it's kind of getting the respect that it deserves. I think it's a brilliant movie, and honestly, I think that scene where the little kid's got the pumpkin mask on when they do the test run, that shit's disturbing as hell.
Dude, yeah.
And the music in it and just
Oh my god!
everything.
Happy Halloween, Halloween. The TV spins Shamrock, and you're right. It's because like you said, I remember Carpenter said he wanted to do it different. He wanted Michael in the first two. They wanted to have different characters, but then he said, "Fuck that, bring Mike back because that's the only thing that works."
And, I like the fourth one too, the Return of Michael Myers. I just wish they had pulled the trigger on Jamie at the end. At the end, she stabs the stepmom, and then the next one, she's like in an insane asylum, but she's not evil. They should have just run with it. I don't know why they got cold feet on that, but I don't know. I think the series kind of went downhill from there.
Well, see, I was going to ask you that too. Being a writer, obviously, you know that you're judging people, but you keep your eye on what works, what doesn't. Obviously, you view certain things, right? I mean, you take it good and bad from things,
right? Because I think like the fourth and fifth movie they're kind of interchangeable, and I don't like the whole Thorn cult stuff. I think that was kind of goofy. I mean, it worked at first, but then, like, by the time you get to the sixth movie, it was just ridiculous.
That's why they went downhill in the ratings and shit. You could tell.
Yeah, and I hated H2O with a passion. I don't like Scream, and I felt that H2O just reeked of Scream, and Resurrection's terrible. I mean, he beats the shit. Buster Rhymes beats the living piss out of Michael. Little effort in that, and
that was so dumb. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Is Puff Daddy gonna come out and kick Jimmy Lee's ass now? A little too much, but I guess that's where the stardom comes in, and Hollywood starts to try to mix that with that. And I think it's like, what the fuck? Like you guys kind of started with a fresh roster, and I mean, I'm actually friends with a lot of people from the film, like the chick in the shower and all that shit. Washing her boobs and all that stuff. But it's like they all have their own stuff. That's Heather's favorite, my girlfriend. But they all have their own to bring to the table. But it's cool that you guys highlight. I don't know, man. It's just cool. Do you feel like each character played out the parts that you wrote specifically pretty good? Are you a fan of what you saw?
Yes. Yeah, I thought everybody did a really good job. I think Frankie steals the show. The main gay guy. He is awesome.
He's great. Yeah. He lives.
It's funny when I was writing it, I would send Brad pages, sporadically and stuff, and he would check them out. So there's this scene that I wrote where you think he gets killed, and Brad was like, "Holy shit, did you just kill Frankie?" And I'm like, "No, dude, it's a psych out. He's gonna be okay." But I think Brad was upset that he thought that I killed him off, But he does a great job. Finn, the female lead, she's awesome. I think everybody did, and they have like good chemistry between them, Finn and Frankie. So I think that everybody did an awesome job. I've got no complaints whatsoever. So
what a trip to write that though and have a reaction, good or bad, either way. To have a reaction is pretty much a trip, isn't it? That's kind of neat, man. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's kind of neat.
And it's funny. My wife was watching it, and she was like, "It feels like a trauma movie," and that's kind of what we were going for. Was I love trauma, so. I think, and I can't take credit for this, there's a part where Jessa Flux is painting, and she's painting a picture of a hot dog.
Yes.
Earlier and I don't know if that was Brad or Gary that came up with that, but I was fucking rolling when I saw it, because she's talking earlier about how she might do some painting, and there's a scene later where she's painting a damn hot dog, and it's just one of those weird things that works, so.
It's one of those things where you look at it like, what does it get to even do with the movie? But at the same time, it's like, it's just entertaining.
Yeah. And the hot dog vendor, I just kind of pulled that out of my ass. It's kind of a nod to Crayon Shin-Chan, because there was a character on there who was a popcorn salesman. And I'm like, man, I'm going to make this guy sell hot dogs. So, stupid shit like that.
Oh. See, but I think that. So I got to ask you, Todd. What do you do when you get? Do you have like a writer's chair? Do you have an office? Do you have a certain rhythm? Like, okay, I'm going to eat a steak, have a glass of wine, and write. Do you have like a ritual that you do? I guess.
I usually like to have a beer when I'm writing, so I'll sit and drink, and I usually just sit at the table and do it, or at my desk. And I like to stop right in the middle of things, because it makes you eager to sit back down and finish up what you're excited about writing. So, and if I'm not in the mood to write, I try not to,
Ooh.
because you can always tell when somebody is just like, oh, this is a chore. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it. But I do my best writing when I'm like driving or taking a shower or trying to go to sleep, because I'm like kind of brainstorming. And then, when I sit down, I'm like, ooh, I can put it on paper now. So, but I try, to at least do 5 pages every time I sit down. Otherwise, it's like, well, I just wasted my time. But I like to do at least 5 pages at a time. So, and if I'm really in the groove, I'll keep going. I've been known to write like 20 some pages in one setting. So,
Really?
Well, speaking of that writing part, let me ask you, and I hope you don't take this the wrong way, my friend, because I'm always curious, and I think I might have asked you in the last time the episode, but we couldn't get too much away. When you're writing the script and the story to Crackoon and Crocodile, now go with me. This how do you left hand, right hand? How do you put a raccoon and crack, and then just I have a story here? How did that happen?
well, like I said, Brad Twig was the one that came up with the idea, basically, and I just kind of went with it. So, we do something a little different with how I don't want to give anything away with Crocodile, but the end result is that Crocodile is going to be on crack, but we do something a little different. It's not that he just eats some crack this time.
Right.
So, and honest to God, and I hate that I didn't think of this until after the movie came out. I wish I had
Hey, Laura.
had the raccoon get eaten by the crocodile at the end of Raccoon, which would have led. And so that's one of my regrets. I should have ended it with, the raccoon attacking Finn and Frankie, and he jumps at him, and the crocodile comes out of nowhere and eats him. But maybe that's an alternate version we can do someday if they ever remake it.
There's always room for that. So, because the reason I asked it that way is because it's like when I say like somebody who's a painter, somebody comes and commissions, I want you to put this element here, this element here, and this element here. Was there a challenge to combining the crack and the crocodile or the raccoon? What goes up when the guy says do this? You're like, dude, what the hell? Really?
Yeah, it was.
And then you just made it go.
Yeah, it was to an extent. I think Raccoon was a little easier to write than Crocodile, because there's only so much you can do with a crocodile. Raccoon, you could at least do some different things with them. The crocodile's just eating people. I do like a nod to Alligator, where he smacks the shit out of somebody with its tail.
Oh, awesome.
And I really, really hope this scene makes the movie. I've got a baptism scene that's in there. That's probably like the best thing that I wrote.
Oh, no way.
So hopefully that makes Final Cut. I hope it does, because I was fucking laughing at it as I was writing it. So,
so that's still in production. That's still in the works, then, Todd.
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't find it anywhere. No shit. Okay.
Yeah, I think they start in 2025 is when they're going to be filming it. I know it's in pre-production right now, so it's all cast and everything. They did like a half trailer for it, like a proof of concept kind of thing, a couple of months ago. But I think they start filming in 2025.
Oh no shit!
Yeah,
so it's not even filming yet. Oh no, kidding.
Right. So hopefully it'll be out by 2026. Hopefully.
Todd, while I'm recording you and get you live, can you write a scene with me where I die in the movie?
Sure. We'll do one. Let's see. Do you want to get killed by like a raccoon or a werewolf or
fucking werewolf? Got to be a werewolf. There's a new wrestler. It's the Rocky Maivia is like great nephew and he's in the Raph. You know what I'm talking about? He's with Solo Sikoa, and they call him the Samoan werewolf, and I love that term. He looks like a fucking werewolf. Yeah, get me killed by a werewolf, Todd. Not in the shower by a raccoon with that girl getting her tits all scratched up. That's kind of hot, but I don't want to die in the shower. But have me die like a woodpile or something.
Well, see, I was thinking that you were like camping out, roasting some hot dogs. I don't know why. Hot dogs again. You got a vendor.
No, this hot dog thing is a thing now, because I think it's back in style. You see hot dogs everywhere on Facebook.
I guess. Todd's a genius. I'm rolling with it. Whoever Todd wants to kill me, he can kill me.
So you roast your hot dog and you hear the howling and you run and you think you get away, you see it and you're like running like a sumbitch to get away from it. end up in a barbed wire fence where you get tangled up, and the werewolf smacks your damn head right off your shoulders, and then eats your hot dogs after he's done.
Oh my fucking god, Raph! Thank you so much for sending this guy my way.
No,
I love Todd.
I was going to ask you a
Cheers,
follow-up
Todd. Cheers,
question.
Todd. Happy Halloween. Cheers.
You too,
I
my
was
friend.
gonna ask you a follow-up question on this one, Adam. So if you're out there in the woods roasting hot dogs, what kind of hot dogs would you roasting? Would it be the beef, turkey hot dog, or the tofu hot dogs?
I'm gonna do a hot dog neither of you fucking guys have had or heard of, and it's only a New England thing. Basically, Maine invented it. The red hot dog.
Red.
We have a red
It's
hot
like a
dog
red-
festival in Dexter, Maine, where they film the opening scene, the Creep Show 2. When the creep pulls up in the truck and throws the little things out to Timmy, he goes, "You die if you didn't get the first copy." That was filmed in Dexter, Maine.
Cool.
And that's about a half hour from where I live in Maine. And they have the Red Hot Dog Festival, and it's red snappers. And it's the only place in the world that I think makes red hot dogs. So I grill them fuckers up.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
buddy. And then
I want a turkey dog now. I love turkey dogs. I don't
That's
know
why.
why. They're
turkey
so good.
dog. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's the thing?
Yeah.
100%.
My ex,
I gotta Google that.
she used to eat them all the time, and I thought they sounded fucking awful. But you put a little mustard on them, goddamn, they're good.
Hot
And-
sauce is beautiful.
Look what Gene says. Gene, a fellow Mainer. The hot dogs need to be red. Fucking A, Gene. Gene's a Mainer.
Have you guys seen the pink hot dogs? There's like
PA
these weird.
It sounds
weird.
deadly.
They're Fishers. They're pink, almost like a hot pink, and they're fucking disgusting. But I don't know. I might have to try a red one.
Enchantress. She's an enchantress. She's a fucking voodoo priestess. She's a card reader, candle maker from Connecticut. Samai Eldereth. What's up? I met her as a guest. Dark Blessings on the Samurai. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Check out Crackoon. Check out Todd's fucking work, man. Todd, did you write the shower scenes?
Yes. Yes.
You wrote
Here
that
we
she's
go.
getting mauled in the shower when she's washing her boobs and butt.
Yeah. I don't think I went into that much detail,
Thank
so I
you.
think that was kind of the, I think I was just like, she's in the shower, and
It was implied, it's happening.
Well, the raccoon comes into the house, the cabin they're staying at, and just starts taking them out.
yeah. And I definitely wrote most of the stuff that takes place with the guy taking the shit. I wrote all that. So, but like I said, I think I was most proud of the two rednecks, because I was like, and I love the way that the raccoon moves, the way that I wrote it. Like, he lunges at fucking people. The guy.
Well, like at the beginning when they're in the car and they're talking like this, this may never happen again. We're getting older. This is the last week, and they're all pumped about it and just ready to fucking. Then the little hip hop dude finds the chick. She's all about him. He's like, later, skater. He's going to bang her, and then that's it. The queen comes out of the fucking river, and that's it. And cute little. Is that? I gotta ask you. I know you didn't really do the movie and shit. You weren't on set, but is that a metal raccoon? Is it like a little robot? That wasn't CGI, right?
It was. They used both. They actually had an animatronic raccoon that they used for a lot of the scene, but they also used CGI.
Okay. With the fire
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
And
But
the
the
raccoon
raccoon itself was like a puppet, like a robot?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure who put it together, but they did an awesome job. I think it's so cute, and I want one.
I want it.
Well, they should mail it to you. You deserve it.
I know. It was so, it's got a name. People are calling him Cracky now.
Oh.
But
I want to
he's
selfie with Cracky.
Yeah. Cracky.
No, you can't
And
sell Cracky.
Crack. Is that what you named him, Todd, or that's what people named him?
Somebody in a review had actually called him that. So I didn't name him. So, but they were like, yeah, but the raccoon, they have parentheses Cracky. And I was like, oh, I hope that catches on. And they, that's his name from now.
So what in the book, or not in the book, but in writing it, didn't have a name for it. It was just the coon, Cracky.
Yeah, it was just the raccoon. Yeah.
Okay, I get you. Same thing with a shark, I guess, right? Or
Yeah.
I mean crocodile. I mean not
Crocodile.
Shark is next for crazy. I'm on the Jaws now. I'm thinking all these animals just go off on crack. That's funny as fuck, man. So I want to swing back around because we like to do like a variety show here. Let's go back to music. You mentioned 80s. Do you have a couple bands that you like? You mentioned Slayer, Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, Poison. Do you have a couple that you go to?
So I was like really big on Motley Crue. I was big into the hair bands. I love Motley Crue, Poison, Brittany Fox. I actually saw the first concert I ever saw in my life was Rat, and they were who the hell opened for them? Brittany Fox and Kix opened for Rat. This was in March of '89.
That's Rat's problem, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, Kix got booed off stage because they came out and the lead singer, like, they're kind of bombing. and the lead singer walks up to the microphone and it's going at one point, and people started throwing the glow in the dark wristbands at them. So they finished their set early, and then Brittany Fox came out. But I love them. Cinderella was another favorite. I like Poison a lot. Rat, of course. Most of the '80s hair bands I was into. I think Motley Crue is probably my favorite. I like Def Leppard a lot too. I know people really consider them a hair band, but never get into Bon Jovi though.
It's a little too much of a girly, like almost like a little bit whiny in a way. Yeah.
I just the only song by them I ever did that I liked, I think, was "She Don't Know Me." I liked that. It was like one of their first ones, but I was a big I wanted to be in a band when I was a kid. That was going to be my big plan. I was going to be a rock star. So we started a band. I was going to play bass. We had a band called Switchblade when I was a freshman in high school. And so we had 4 guys. We had a drummer, guitar player, singer. I was going to play bass. Drummer was the only one that knew how to play. So we would go to his house to practice and after school. And practice meant we would practice for like 20 minutes and then play Nintendo for the rest of the time. So needless to say, Switchblade never quite made it. But, I've still got my bass somewhere. I'm good at bass on Rock Band. Well, we play it on PlayStation and Wii and shit. So
like Rock Band when you play with the fucking bing boom bing boom bing boom boom and your fucking eyes. You know what's funny? You play Rock Band, you play Guitar Hero for like a half hour, and you start looking at the wall, and the wall starts moving. It's like your eyes are tripping. You're like, whoa.
But I always played bass. That was like I could never do the drums on Rock Band. I always sucked at it, and I can't sing at all. So
I sang in a metal band for 5 years. We opened up for Mushroom Head, Culling the Herd.
Awesome.
Band. Yeah, it was kind of fun. We did a couple things. Raph, you're sitting there patiently quiet. I want you to say, you got to ask me or him a question. Your turn.
No, I was thinking about all the 80s bands. It's the greatest decade for metal.
Give me one of yours then, brother.
Ever. Well, I did like all the, because I had the same hair. I had the rave, the Vidal Sassoon with the long hair and everything. So I'm right there with you. But I listened to other stuff too. I was big into thrash for one, Slayer, Venom, things like that, and like Overkill, Testament. But I also like, secretly, because if you're into some badass music, you can't admit you like Vinnie Vincent Invasion. So it's one of those things you don't really do back in the day. Yeah. So, but yeah, man. I mean, Manowar, you name it, man. I still listen to it to this day.
Oh, I do too.
And my neighbors do too, because they had no choice.
One of my other favorites was Dokken. I love Dokken. And I like every once in a while I'll stick the Greatest Hits CD into the car when I'm driving, and I'm like, hell yeah!
Oh, that Tooth and Nail is a monster album, man. Awesome.
Hell yeah!
Wasn't Zach Wild the guitarist? Wasn't Zach Wild one of their guitarists at one point or something? Or no?
That's right? George Lynch.
George Lynch. That's right.
Yeah, he went off to he had his own band called Lynch Mob for a little bit.
Vince Ballard checking up from Alabama.
Dustin's territory.
Danzig.
Going to Anthrax.
Yes.
That's funny. I listened to like the Beatles. My mom got me into the Beatles and Steppenwolf and all that shit. And then, of course, the 80s, I heard a little bit. I got into like, a little bit like, then my friend played Metallica 1 for me, and I was like 6, whatever. I go, what the fuck is this? And I never turned back Metallica, and I get Pantera and shit. I was like, wow. Guitars and bass and just really rock's where it's at, right? I love rap. Country's good too, shit, but rock music's cool. Todd, do you have any bucket lists you'd like to go? Give me one for America and give me one for like Europe or whatever. That place you'd like to go, Ireland or something, Italy.
I really want to go to Canada.
Never been to Canada.
I love Canada. Always have. I've never been there, but when I was a kid, like my freshman, sophomore year in high school, again with another reference to the giant satellite dish that we had, we used to be able to watch Much Music, which was like the Canadian version of MTV, and it was just amazing. Yeah, I think it's still around maybe, but they would show like weird Canadian band videos and shit, and like their commercials were different because they had like Doritos commercials and they weren't like what they showed over here in the US. And from there, I would watch Degrassi. I love Degrassi. That's like my guilty pleasure. Degrassi Junior High, Degrassi The Next Generation. I actually just bought a Degrassi T-shirt the other day.
Fucking right. No judgment here, dude. No judgment here. Were you in Canada? You get that in Kentucky? No. Where did you get this? I don't get it.
Just from Kentucky. I've never been to Canada, and
What the
I've
fuck?
just
I don't
always
get that
wanted
in
to
Maine.
go.
I'm close to Canada. That's weird.
Yeah, and I like hockey. I'm in the wrong part of the country.
You are. You should be in the East Coast with me, brother. You fit right in Maine.
Well, when I lived in Lexington, they had a minor league hockey team, but they were the Thoroughblades, and their big rivals were the Hershey Bears. And it never really took off. They ended up moving because, like, you'd go to a game, there would be like nobody there and stuff. But the Vancouver Canucks, that's my team in the NHL. So
Vancouver Canucks.
heck yeah, and
I'm a Bruins by choice. Not unfortunately, I like the Bruins, but
the Bruins kicked the Canucks' butts in the Stanley Cup back in 2011.
That's the first six, ain't it? Ain't it the first six? Montreal, right? Isn't it the Boston Rangers? Yeah, I've been to Montreal twice in Canada. I lost my wallet on St. Catherine Street at a strip club. I was like 23. It was like fucking 21 years ago, whatever it was.
But
and I tried to find my hotel drunk in Montreal. I'm like, hotel? I was like, c'est quoi? Le hotel? No. I'm like, fuck, I'm hamming at 2 a.m. Oh, yeah, good times. I'm surprised I'm not dead.
Exactly.
What about what about America then? You've been to New Orleans or besides Maine? What's your bucket list?
I'd like to go to Los Angeles, actually. I've never been to Los Angeles.
LA. Okay.
Yeah. I used to have a friend who was kind of a struggling actor. She lived in Culver City. This is probably about 20 years ago. She wanted me to come out to hang out with her at Culver City, and I didn't do it for whatever dumbass
Colorado,
reason.
isn't that Colorado?
No, it's just right outside of Los Angeles.
Culver City. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah. I thought it was Colorado. No shit. Why didn't you go?
I don't know. Honestly, I should have. But yeah, she was like, yeah, you can come out and stay with me for a couple of days. She was actually in a Brad Sykes movie. Bewitched, and what the hell was the other one that he did? Mutant, or The Mutation. It's another Brad Sykes movie. But she was on an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She was like in the background. So, but I should have gone out to hang out with her for a little bit and everything, but didn't do it. But
yeah, well, you still got time. I'd love to see the Hollywood sign once and Cecil Hotel and shit. You never know, brother. You never know. You can come back around.
Right.
Would you ever come out to you said you mentioned Salem. You would like to go see Salem. I think you'd fit right in with that. So that's cool. Yeah. You got any questions we're looking at about 15 minutes or so left, but I usually ask my guests if they got a question for me. You got any questions for me and or Raph or both? I guess.
So are you guys into wrestling at all? I'm assuming you said you used to be a pro wrestler?
I was at one point. I was into wrestling. Actually,
that too, baby.
It's a long time ago. Actually, it kind of coincides with the whole bucket list things. I kind of started that early at 18 and retired at 35. Most of the indies, so I'm not going to say I really got anywhere, but it was part of the journey. So, I mean, that's worth it in itself. The stories, and Adam knows some of these stories, and one day we'll talk some more because last time we had on with Jeb got kind of crazy. And, but no, yeah, that's awesome. That was a long time ago, and I took my hand at promoting and had a podcast about wrestling, and then not long after that, this show was born. So, I mean, the roots are wrestling really cool. Roots.
So that was my other thing. When I was in high school, I was going to go to wrestling school and be a wrestler. And I remember calling around my senior year, and I actually talked to Roman Reigns' dad on the phone because he was running a wrestling school. I think it was in New Jersey, maybe. But I was like, cool. I talked to Bill Dundee on the phone too. He was running one in Hendersonville, Tennessee. And it's another one of those things. I don't know why I didn't do it. I probably would have bombed because I'm only like 5'6", but I think I would have done.
No shit.
Yeah, I mean, I could take bumps, like that would be fine. But I think I probably would have ended up being either a manager that took bumps or a commentator. But I used to love wrestling. I haven't watched it in so long.
You don't watch it anymore?
I think the last time I watched it was the pay-per-view where Bray Wyatt got set on fire, and I think that was like 2000.
Rest in peace, Bray.
I know. I love Bray. He was brilliant.
Fucking right, Todd.
Do what?
No, I'll say fucking right. Yeah.
Bray Wyatt was awesome.
Summer along for the ride. Like, not real quick, but to answer your question, dude, I've been in wrestling since I was about 3. My dad's father's from St. George, Canada, old Frenchman. And I remember growing up and he watched Greg Valentine against Mr. Perfect and he go, hit him, a referee, turn around, he's hitting 1, 2, 3, son of a bitch. And I watched, and he gave me all the Miss Elizabeth and you name it, dude. So I gotta get the tattoo. So I watched that grandfather, my dad's father. I watched him die at CMMC where Stephen King got hit when he got hit by that truck. He went to the hospital.
Oh.
That hospital where I was born, actually, the Lynch people there in the 1700s in Maine, in Lewiston, where they had a big shooting. That's where my grandfather died. I watched him die flatline. He threw up the whole night. His eyes rolled back. I was like 15.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They rushed me out of the room. So I've had a bond, and wrestling's kept me grounded is through all the bullshit. So I go to shows, dude. I met Ronda Rousey, Alexa Bliss, Braun Strowman. I wait in line. I go outside for hours, and I like a fangirl, and I wait. I met Brett Bango and shit. So I met them, and Bray, like Gene's a big. Gene gave me a whole thing of wrestling. Hulk Hogan. Oh shit. Yeah. Anyway, wrestling, dude. Wrestling's my life. I love the Chicago Bears. I love football. I love horror movies, but wrestling, dude. You never want to give it a try, Todd. You never really pulled the trigger, huh?
Right. And I think I need to start watching it again. Maybe
Oh, you love it. The stories. I bet you can feed off that. The Wyatt Six are pretty fucked.
That's cool. I think the best time was the golden age when Mr. Perfect's my all-time favorite, and Rick Rude and Rick Martel are like close seconds.
Yeah. Now you're going to see the Perfect Plex, and he put it on, man. That's his thing. So let me ask you guys a question.
Bridge.
Oh, he was awesome. So let me take a stab of asking questions towards the end of the show here. And if you don't mind, Adam, I know it's your show, but I feel creative in my mind here. So let's say
brother.
Us 3 meet up sometime. We get to hang out. We're gonna go somewhere, watch some movies. We're wearing our crocodile pajamas and our slippers and all that jazz, right? We're gonna have a good day of watching horror movies. What are y'all bringing?
Oh, I'm gonna bring Deadly Friend for sure. I love Deadly Friend. Our dog's named BB after the robot in Deadly Friend. So
no way.
We got a little Chihuahua mini pincher named BB, and she's named after BB, the robot from Deadly Friend. So that's what I'm bringing.
You're a fan first. I love it. You live this shit, don't you, brother? Horror movies and writing and horror. Diego, I'm bringing, let's see. Well, okay, selfless plug. In 2 weeks, I have the director of Let's Scare Jessica to Death, the old 1970s horror movie. I got him coming on in a couple weeks. I'm going to say Crackoon because I know that writer personally. His name's Todd Martin. And a nameless plug, as much as I got a boner for him and I got to meet him and I cried and I drooled, even though he told me to fuck off for the most part. Stephen King, the first film I ever watched at 9 years old in Lisbon, Maine, where the same high school he went to in Maine, I watched The Shining. I know Kubiak wrote it and he's not a fan, but still, The Shining turned me on, dude. The twins are in the hallway, the elevator with blood. When you watch like He-Man, I love He-Man, but G.I. Joe, He-Man, all that shit, and then you watch The Shining, you're like, what? Am I right? At 9 years old, I'm like, my mom goes, you're going to go to the same school that the guy that wrote this movie. I go, huh? Stephen King. I go, what? And that was it, 9 years old, and I've been hooked. So The Shining, number one. What do you think? Todd, real quick, what do you think about the remake of that with the guy from Wings in it? You like that one?
I liked it. I like Wings, and I like, what's his name? The guy that played Brian.
Fucking
Steven
Brian.
Weber.
I can't forget his name.
Weber,
He
yeah.
Steven
He's the
Weber.
father. He plays Jack. Someone Google it. Heather, you must be watching. Shit.
But I liked it. I thought it was fine. I mean, for a made-for-TV remake, it was cool.
Thomas always loves it. Salem's Lot. Well, you know, it's funny. You actually mentioned Salem's Lot earlier, which they're doing a remake. Todd mentioned Salem's Lot. It's one of his faves. They're doing a remake of that. Todd, what do you like besides horror? Do you like comedy? Do you have a romance comedy, action?
I like stuff like, I'm not really into comedies, believe it or not, but because I got a weird sense of humor, but I do like Kevin Smith stuff, his older stuff. Like Clerks and Chasing Amy and stuff like that. But I think
oddball shit.
Yeah, and I like stuff they used to show when IFC and Sundance was actually good back in the early 2000s.
I was gonna say it's been at least 10 years, yeah.
But it's not the same anymore. It's different, and I don't know. like the only comedies I really like, I like Ghostbusters. I'm just kind of not really into comedy because most of it, like I hate Will Ferrell. I think he's obnoxious. He's not funny.
I guess Raph laughs. Look at Diego.
I don't like Jim Carrey. I never liked Robin Williams. I think just obnoxious and goofy isn't funny. It's just obnoxious. You know what I mean?
The fan favorites. You don't buy the bullet. You don't buy you don't buy it. I guess, right? I mean,
Right. And I like to, I'm
I
like
can dig
pretty
that.
anti-mainstream. So I do like Ryan Reynolds though. I like the Deadpool movies, and I like Ryan Reynolds in general. But
He's a cheesy, he's a cheesy fuck. But Alexis Aaron from Candles by Alexis, Derry, New Hampshire, where they filmed Jumanji. Hello, happy Halloween, Alexis. Hello, love the pictures of you modeling the other day. Thank you for checking in. We still got about 10 minutes. Let me see. Diego, you got any questions for me or for Todd?
Actually, I didn't even answer my own question. I'm bringing American Werewolf in London.
Ooh,
American Werewolf in London, heck yeah.
And
not
the Blob
mentioned a lot. Not mentioned a lot.
Not at all. And I'm bringing also the remake of the Blob from the 80s, which I thought was kind of cool.
I love that movie. That movie is awesome. And we rewatched it again a couple of months ago, and I can't believe how hardcore it is. And of course, that was like one of my first crushes was Shawnee Smith. Oh God, I was so in love with her when it came out.
Oh, that's she's such a good kid. Hey, real quick, my girlfriend Heather, she's actually a witch, and she just wrote me. Steven Weber played Brian's and Wing.
Yeah, Steven Weber.
Yes,
she's good. Thank you, Heather Kim and Edie from Witch and Life Guide. Thank you, baby. Fucking A. We just went to Salem the other week. She vended her stuff, her handmade bracelets made out of lava and gems.
Awesome.
So she wants to check it. We're going to actually watch Crackoon after I watched it alone because I live 3 hours north of her. She lives in Orchard Beach, Maine by Portland. We're going to watch it when we're done. I got it on YouTube. She's excited to see it. Yeah, cool. She'll like it. I guarantee it. And of course, Crocodile's coming out obviously next year. You said more than likely start filming.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly when they start filming and everything. I know they're working on post or pre-production right now, so hopefully like 2026 or so.
We'll Todd, if people like, I'm a booking agent. I have Dustin Grammer. He's actually wearing Diego's wearing his shirt, Moonlit Monster Media. He's a director. If people wanted to help or to hire you for screenplay for their movies, where could they message you? Facebook? Do you have a website, email?
You can email me at toddmartin101@gmail.com. I'm on Facebook. I can't think of my Facebook address, but and I'm on Instagram too. So, but yeah, my email is probably the best, which is
I'm not your booking agent yet. But if people want to get a hold of you, they can message me and I'll relay the message as far as getting you on the show, getting you for the gigs. I'd love to fucking help you out. Cool. Like I said, I do my thing, and I appreciate you for giving me your time and coming on. Fucking, we still got a good 5 minutes or so. Let me see. What can I think about? I don't write scripts. I let my ADHD and weed do the talking. So I don't want to beat the dead horse, but I want to get to know you more. Where do you stand on UFOs and shit, cryptids? I want to talk that because the show's historically haunted. I know we're talking movies, but real life shit. We talk ghosts. Yeah. What about paranormal? What about aliens, Bigfoot?
Oh, I believe they're out there. I don't want to live in a world where things like werewolves and aliens and Bigfoot don't exist, if that makes any sense. I think that that makes life boring if you're just. That's why I hate skeptics that are like so goddamn smarmy about, I can prove why this doesn't exist. Joe Nichols, that guy needs to be punched in the fucking balls. I can't stand that guy.
This guy rules. Thank you, Diego.
He's the best, man. I told you.
He's always got that little fucking smirk on his face. And
what's up, Lilac? Happy hello, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Halloween, Lilac. Welcome. Another. We got about 15 people watching here, still checking in.
To me, it's like, why would you want to like? I'm going to disprove this, and next I'm going to go to a bunch of kids and tell them Santa Claus doesn't exist. Fuck you, But
right? Why? Right? Spoil it for people, right?
Right. But I do believe in aliens. My dad, he passed away a couple of years ago, but when I was a kid, he was coming home from work. He worked at a water plant, and he had to drive like 30 minutes or so. And he was talking about following like this light in the sky for 30 minutes to our house. And he woke my mom up. My sister and I were asleep. It was like 1 a.m. And my mom like swears to God that the spacecraft flew over the trailer that we lived in at the time, and I was like, "Why the fuck didn't you wake me up to see this?" But I think I think aliens are out there. I think it's kind of arrogant to think that there's only life on this planet, if you know what I mean. So,
well, don't look in the
True.
middle, but there's one right in the middle if you don't want to thing. But I think we got one
You
right
better
on.
stop your nonsense with that.
Oh, fuck you, Diego. Here's the aliens. They come, brother. Hey, you're selling your real quick. I'm gonna jump on the Diego train. You're selling your swag. I seen you over there with Snarly Yow doing
Yes.
Krampus for Christmas stuff. We're gonna get Todd. Todd, you gotta start doing events. We're gonna get out you signing copies of shit, dude. Would you do that with Diego? No, see, I'll hook you up off camera.
Yeah.
Kids are yelling
Yeah,
outside. Halloween's gonna be over.
Yeah, I was gonna do. We were talking about getting a table at Scarefest this past year, but we had so much going on in Lexington, but we didn't end up not doing it. But I need to start doing more events, I guess. But we'll see what happens. I did a book festival in a little town in Kentucky last year, and it was a library, and it's cool because the person running the event was like, "I'm going to buy copies of your book to put in our library," which was really cool. So
I can get you an event in Maine. I think we talk after the show. You get me a signed copy of the movie and a couple bucks, and I think I can get you part of the team with Diego, and we'll fucking have a little convention orgy there the next coming year. Because I mean, dude, right. I know it's like Crackoon. It's like, okay, you got Cocaine Bear, you got all this shit, but you really watch it. It's pretty creative. You pretty much write the way you write the script. It's not writing any coattails, man. Crackoon is its own shit. It really is. You guys got to check it out. It's hard to get, not hard to get, but it's. You can't really buy the copy. Can you order it somewhere? I mean, do you have? I mean, there must be
it's on Amazon.com.
Okay.
They just put out like a special edition of it. I think on Tuesday, maybe, and I think it's at Walmart and Target now. So, heck yeah!
If I get a copy, I'm going to mail it to you and have you sign it for me.
All right, sounds good.
You can pour a beer on it. I don't give a shit. I love GG Allen. I don't give a fuck. You can take a shit on it, whatever, dude. It's from you. I'm going to go on my mantle. I got all my Rob Zombie signed stuff. I got all my little things from H.H. Holmes. Cool. Dude, it's been a pleasure. Maybe I can get you back on. Hopefully, maybe when we start talking Crocodile, get you on with the director and shit if you want to come back on. I mean,
cool. Yeah, I'd love to be back on. And we got other stuff going on.
Let's go on. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm going to just go ahead and promote some shit here real quick. Sibylla 6, I wrote.
Please do.
Shana Atkins is directing. It's coming out soon. Oh my God. Head on the writer's block that Matt Burns is doing. It's coming out pretty soon. It's an anthology. Just announced that Amanda Megan's directing, a movie called Black Sheep that I wrote.
Ooh.
So
plug away. Yes. Black Sheep. I love that.
So I'm actually working on a Fallout fan film with a guy right now. Don't really know. I hate to admit this. I like video games, but I'm not really into Fallout. But I'm almost done with that script. And I'm also going to start working on the Redneck Zombies 2 script here soon. So I got a lot of stuff going on. So.
Well, I know you're busy, but if you get a chance, please send me the link or some of the shit where I can find some of this shit. Send me I'll look up your IMDb or something. But
okay,
I'm following.
Yeah, I've got an IMDb page, so
you must have one, right?
There.
Yeah, okay, you got one on there. Okay, I'm gonna go check it out. I did before the show. I've been a bad host. I should have did better.
It's okay.
No, it's no exception, man. I got to do my. I got to be respectful and shit and look at your shit. So
it's fine. But I've got an IMDb page. No, you're not a bad host. Don't even think that.
Oh, Todd, you're the best, dude. It's like Diego, I want to plug your shit a little bit. Let's Find Out podcast, dude. You're going on Wednesdays, you're doing weekends, you're talking to him, her, that, and the other. We're all over the place, Diego.
Yeah, man. I'm on most of all the platforms, minus Apple Podcasts. It's not my fault, it's their fault. So it's a whole different story in its own. But I did start that second podcast, which comes out once a month, called Bonus Overdrive Wednesdays. It is mostly on the non-paranormal side, which is kind of cool. But I release episodes every Sunday for Let's Find Out with Diego. And, YouTube subs are going up, which I'm very happy about. I'm also on Rumble. And a cheap plug here, my apologies. So I'm going to be at Snarly Yow's Christmas with Krampus in Charlestown. The American Legion, man. And Snarly throws some monster events. This last Scripted Halloween 3 was amazing.
Oh, Todd, people would love to meet you for that movie. We got to get you to these events, dude.
Yeah. And December 14th in downtown Charlestown at the American Legion, I'll be there with Snarly for Christmas with Krampus. Last year was big. This year's going to be twice as big. Very entertaining, a lot of fun. Kid-friendly, too. So stop by my table. Janice will be there, my new 6'1" alien that I have on my table. It's a lot of fun.
I'm going to get you guys, like I said, I know the guy that runs the convention. There's between Thomas, who does the Salem Paracon every year we just went to. He runs a Connecticut Paracon. I got a guy that runs the Maine Paracon. He's getting the guy that CJ Graham will play Jason there. I'm going to talk to him, see if I can get you fucking cats up here. We'll figure something out. I'm a little buzzed right now, but give me the weekend. We'll talk soon. Todd Martin, you've been fucking an A-plus guest, dude. I appreciate you not having a big head, being pretty fucking awesome, man. I can't even think of another question to ask you. Is there anything that I've missed, you think?
No, I don't think so. But I want to thank you guys for having me on. You guys rule, and it's been an absolute honor. I'm going to plug myself just one more time.
Please
I'm
do.
sorry.
Please do. No.
I actually write for pophorror.com. I do interviews and reviews and stuff too. I was writing for horrornews.net, and I don't know what's going on with that the last couple of times. Like, I haven't done anything with it for a while, but I've got old articles on there if you want to check them out. But yeah, I'm really happy that I came on. I'm really glad, and I hope I was a good guest for you guys. You guys have been awesome. So.
No, you're amazing, Todd, and I really appreciate not only Matt making the connection, but you being on my show, being on this show too, because now that everybody's seeing Crackoon, you got to get out there. Look at the great pumpkin. Linus was right. He's right there.
Heck yeah. And Sally, we're gonna watch that tonight, I think. When we're
and check it out. So my girlfriend's neighbor, I've been with my girl for 7 years. She's lived in this place in Maine, Old Orchard Beach. Her neighbor's got a daughter, and the daughter's father's not really in the picture. She comes over the day with adoption papers for me to adopt her. She's 11. She does my fucking nails pink.
I saw
all the guys at work give me shit. All the guys at work give me shit. I go, 11-year-old girl did. They go, oh, what a good man. I go, oh, change it to him. What the fuck? Don't judge a book by its cover. So yeah, fuck it. It's Halloween, guys. Todd, I robbed you on Halloween. Fucking Raph, Diego, dude, Todd, I really fucking grown to appreciate you. No, I didn't know you much. I get to know you. You grace me with your presence, dude. You're a great A dude. And fucking Crackoon, Crackoon. Or, you know what I mean? Crackoon. I'm fucking drunk. Crackoon. Crackoon. You guys start on my page. Raccoon, all bloody eyes. Check that fucking movie out. If you like horror, if you like death, if you like tits and raccoons, it's a win-win. You just can't win. I mean, how can you lose?
You hit all the notes there, brother.
I mean, it's all the food groups, I believe, right? So, horror writer, author, fucking awesome dude, Todd Martin, professional wrestler, podcast.
I've also acted too. I've been in a couple of movies. I'm in Sharks of the Corn. Tim Ritter did.
Fuck off.
I am. I was in Truth or Dare 4 and 5. I'm in High Fear that Tim did with Brad Sykes. And my wife acts too. Her name's Trish Erickson Martin. So give her some love too.
I'm an idiot. I fucked up. I got to get you back on. We got to my shit.
We'll bring him back on. Yeah.
Would you be? Yeah. Well, even if we had a round table, we get Vincent on or something. Whatever the fuck, right?
Hell yeah! Anytime, man. Anytime you want me, I'm more than happy to come back on. I love you guys.
Raph, you're right. He is easy. Get the fucking Vaseline. We're going for round 2 next time.
All right.
Bring the cat too, and the dog can watch. I'm not scared.
It's on my bucket list. Got it.
All right.
So, dude, Todd Martin. Look at Thomas. Great guest is right. Thomas Patrick Gormley.
Thank you.
He's the guy that runs the Salem Paracon. We had a Texas Chainsaw Massacre crew there from the first movie. We had the Hitchhiker. Let's get Todd Martin there next year, Thomas. Let's get Diego there. Let's get him there with Jeb, and let's do it. So we'll talk off screen. We're going to run now. We got about less than a minute left to go. So for Historically Haunted VODCAST, those will be up on the YouTube channel in like 3 days. I'll tag you guys in it. It'll be up there in infamy forever for you guys to fucking comment bullshit on. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for being live. Thank you, Facebook. Next week's guest